What up, my Bearded Bros? Bearded Maine-iac here, NBA game picks and spread predictions for October 20th. It's Saturday, the first weekend into the NBA season. It should be fun, should be intense. One thing of note I just want to say before I start, it's funny when you select the Lakers in the Play Now feature that Ingram is on the cover, like on the front instead of James. Usually it's their highest overall rated player, but maybe they just like Ingram. I do like his tattoos. I dig some dope arm tats, and he's got some good ones. Anyway, let's start. We got an interesting matchup first on national TV, on NBA TV. If you have that channel, I suggest watching it. You have the Raptors in the second game of a back-to-back, traveling to Washington to take on the Wizards after an exciting game against the Celtics. Raptors are 2-0, and the Wizards are winless at 0-1. Wizards are actually favored by 1.5 in this one. This one's actually very interesting here, because can the Raptors bounce back from a, by that I mean on a back-to-back? Can they come out with the same energy on a team that just wants to get their season going with a first win? It's going to be interesting here. Washington is favored by 1.5, but the matchup predictor has Toronto at a 53% chance to win. I'm going to have to go with matchup predictor here. I believe the difference maker here is Kawhi Leonard. If he plays, I don't know if what his status is. I'm not for certain if they're going to limit his minutes where he was injured most of last year, but I believe if he plays, the Raptors will win, so I'm going to pick the Raptors in this one. You have the Nets at the Pacers. Pacers favored by 8.5. I believe they should win and cover. Oladipo needs to get going to his caliber of play last year. He started slow so far, but I believe he could get going. He has a decent matchup against the Nets. Not saying the Nets are a team that everyone can beat up on this year, but I think Oladipo is a talent that might thrive on a matchup against Brooklyn. So I'm going to pick the Pacers at home to win and cover, like I said. And the other Magic at the Sixers. Sixers favored by 13 points. Incredibly huge spread in this one. Magic amazingly won their first game, lost their second. Because I told you, if I pick them, they're going to lose. And I did. They lost their second game. Sixers came back after a tough loss to the Celtics to win their second game. I think they win this one as well. The matchup difference maker here is probably going to be Ben Simmons against the guards of the Magic. But it will be interesting to see Vucevic or Bamba against Embiid. But I don't know if you throw Bamba in against Embiid when he's a rookie, and it would be tough for him with that assignment, I should say. I believe the 76ers wouldn't cover. Magic could make it competitive, but I'm not sure if they'll get too close. And you have the Celtics at the Knicks, back-to-back for the Celtics as well. On the road, traveling to New York, take on the Knicks. No Porzingis here. I think the Celtics win. They're favored by 9. I think they'll cover as well. No Gordon Hayward tonight for rest, because he's still trying to get back into game shape. Key matchup here, I would say, would be Hardaway against the Morris, Tatum, Horford combination, whoever they decide to guard him, because Hardaway has been playing well this year. And you have the Hornets at the Heat. Miami's favored by 3.5 in this one, but we all know Kemba Walker. Kemba Walker can go off. He's already averaging 33.5 points per game, which is absolutely incredible. He's shooting 51%. And they got Tony Parker, who does contribute nicely to the team. An interesting thing about Miami is their leading scorer after 2 games is Josh Richardson, shooting 24.5 points per game, which is really good. But he's only shooting 38%. So if he was shooting around 50%, he would also be up around in the 30 points per game, which is really, really interesting. Now, this is actually Miami's home opener. Charlotte doesn't have any injuries, so as stupid as it is, I'm going to pick the Hornets in the upset here. I like Kemba Walker. He is a one-man wrecking crew. I think he's got just enough help. And I believe the injuries that the Heat do have might hold him back a little bit too much. If the Heat do win, I think it will be really close. Well, I love Kemba Walker. Kemba Walker. Sorry, my Maine accent is coming out awfully thick. And you have the Pistons at the Bulls. Pistons favored by 4.5. I think they win and cover. I love the combination of Blake Griffin and Andre Drummond in this one. I think they have a good one. If Markkanen's still out, if he was playing, I think it would be a closer game. But where he is out, I think the Pistons should have this one. Timberwolves Mavericks is an interesting game for sure. Doncic didn't do too well in his season opener, but he could play better in this one. It does take some time for some players to adjust. Minnesota's favored by 2.5. I believe they win and cover. Jimmy Butler, if he can play like Jimmy Butler, it might even be a blowout, but who knows. Mavericks are one of those teams that don't look the greatest on paper, but they definitely have the capabilities of upsetting anyone. And you have the Suns at the Nuggets. Nuggets favored by 9.5. Booker could go off again. He had an incredible Game 1 performance for Phoenix. The Nuggets, I think, are an overall better, more solid team. So I'm going to pick the Nuggets in this one to win. But I think the Suns get close, so I don't think the Nuggets manage to cover. So I think the Suns at least cover the spread. I think it should be probably about a 4 or 5 point game in Denver's favor, something like that. And you have the Spurs Trailblazers. This one's interesting for sure. DeMar DeRozan didn't do too poorly in the San Antonio's opener. I mean, he shot 28 points on 47% shooting. He did shit the bed on free throw shooting only 63%. That's going to be something he's going to need to improve if he wants to make sure the Spurs are a bigger contender this year. I think the more incredible thing about the opener for the Spurs was Aldridge getting 19 rebounds. Aldridge doesn't strike me as someone who's a big rebounder. So, when you think about it here, you got DeRozan and Aldridge, a small forward and power forward, against McCollum and Lillard, a point guard, shooting guard. Now, who has the advantage here? I think it's pretty dead even for me. They each own the advantage in 2 out of the 5 positions, and I think it's kind of a split at center. If thinking about it, if I had to think about it, I want to go with the people who have been together longer. And DeMar DeRozan and Marcus Aldridge, only in their second game together, I think Damian Lillard pulls this out. I think they win. 3.5 point spread. I think they can cover that, so I'm going to say they will, but it should be close. And now for the game of the night that I have here on the screen. We have Rockets at the Lakers, 10:30 p.m. Eastern on ESPN, which should be a fantastic game to watch. The Rockets absolutely were horrendous against the Pelicans. Eric Gordon is actually the leading scorer for the Rockets, which is an interesting fact. LeBron James had a great season debut for the Lakers, shooting 56%. It's definitely a tough matchup to predict. But I think it comes down to, like I said this last time with the Lakers, I think it comes down to perimeter shooting. I think the Rockets are a much better team on the perimeter. When I look at Capella on the inside, I think they have enough talent to at least overcome the combination of Rondo, Pope, Hart, and Ball at guard, especially when you have Chris Paul and James Harden. So I think the Rockets pick up their first win of the season. I think they should cover the 3.5 point spread, but we all know with any LeBron team they can beat anybody. But like he said after the last game, it's not instant oatmeal. It's going to take time to gel. So I think if the Rockets are to beat the Lakers, it's going to be early in the season in this matchup. It's going to be tough because it's in LA on the road. Tickets selling, I think, for an average of $600 something a piece. So it should be interesting. This is one I'm definitely going to watch for sure. Hey guys, thank you for watching. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe if you are new. And let me know what has you surprised at the current, or like in the first couple games of the NBA season. Let me know what has surprised you the most. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.